What the hell is the WWE's plan for the main WWE championships? You see, the current champions, Drew McIntyre is the undisputed WWE champion, and Jade Cargill is the WWE Women's Champion. But as of this recording, we don't know what the hell those plans are. I think the plans are a little more set for Drew McIntyre's, I would think, because they keep planning this Jacob and Cody feud. But with Jade, we don't really know what's going to go on. So I'm going to go two separate sections of this video where I'm going to talk about both championships heading into this year's WrestleMania and what the possibilities of their matches could be. So Jade Cargill has been the WWE Women's Champion since Saturday night's main event of the 1st of November of last year. And tomorrow is SmackDown, and that is her first title defense in 3 months and 0 title defenses. By the way, awful title reign. So she's going to be defending the title against Jordynne Grace tomorrow night on SmackDown, but I don't really see any reason or any way that Jordynne Grace is going to win the championship. There also is going to be an Elimination Chamber match with, as of right now, it's only, I believe, Tiffany and Rhea. And this morning I was looking online, and the decision for Jade Cargill's WrestleMania opponent is still undecided. It's either between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Now, if it were me, if it was between those two, I would do Charlotte Flair, because we've seen Tiffany versus Jade done to death, and I have grown this past year on Charlotte Flair, especially with her work with Alexa Bliss. I think it's been great. But at the same time, I feel like last year, at least we had some build-up, some story with Charlotte versus Tiffany for the Women's Championship. This year, it just kind of feels like no one cares about this title. This title means nothing ever since Jade won it, and that's nothing against Jade. It's obviously the booking. But at least last year we had about 2.5 months full of just story of Charlotte and Tiffany. And even the Women's World Championship, it was between Io, Bianca, and Rhea. We had that whole story going. This year, I feel like it's very obvious that Liv is going to pick the Women's World Championship. I don't know if Stephanie is going to be the champion by then, or if they're going to give Raquel another rematch and then she's going to win it. I don't really understand. I don't know. I could probably be Stephanie. I don't see Liv picking Jade, so I think the Elimination Chamber match is going to challenge Jade Cargill. I think Jade and Charlotte could be a good match. I think that could be the direction, because I also saw people were saying Bianca, but man, Bianca's been out for almost a year with a broken finger, and I just don't see that her coming back, because it's been such a pain in the ass for her. But I just don't understand how they can keep changing the plans like this. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like the WWE should have backup plans for WrestleMania. This is your biggest show of the year. This is your Super Bowl, and you're going into it on the road to WrestleMania, and we're undecided. We don't really know yet. Shouldn't you have a backup plan? Shouldn't you have some sort of other plan in place for when things happen? You know what I mean? It just frustrates me. I'm very confused on what they're going to do. I know people were thinking they would do Charlotte and Alexa and break up that pairing and have their feud going into WrestleMania, maybe. But besides Bianca, what match could they do for WrestleMania? You know what I mean? For Jade, there's been no buildup of anyone. No one's who has she faced on B-Fab, Michin? These are lower tier mid-carders. There's no main event woman on SmackDown except for really Charlotte and Alexa. And I think your big money match would be Charlotte versus Jade. So if that's the route they go, honestly, I wouldn't be upset with it. But I think I would have Charlotte win in this scenario. I think she will get a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. She'll win it, and she'll go on to face Jade. And now the undisputed WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. So I feel like ever since Drew won the championship on, I believe it was the second SmackDown of the year, I feel like the title has really been demoted, especially with that amazing CM Punk Roman Reigns promo on the Raw after the Royal Rumble. That got me instantly excited for Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Selfishly, that is the match that I wanted to see, that I wanted to really see main event WrestleMania this year. I think it's just they're going to blow it out of the water, and it's really elevating the World Heavyweight Championship. But at the same time, it's really diminishing the undisputed WWE Championship, because a year or two ago, that was the title. Look back at last year's WrestleMania, we had Gunther versus Jey Uso, and then Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. This year, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, and then Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes again for the 1,000th time since, August? You know what I mean? So I also saw somewhere where one of the original plans was the third match versus Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And I guess Triple H kind of at the last minute or so decided against it because it was too soon. It was too repetitive, I guess. Fans would get fatigued from seeing the match so close together in these past few years, which I understand. But at the same time, then you're going to run Cody versus Drew again. How does that make any sense? How does this make any logical sense? I don't really understand what Triple H or just the booking creative team in general is thinking currently with the Undisputed title. I also saw, Jacob Fatu could be in it as a triple threat. I think that makes it a little more interesting. But at the same time, that this doesn't feel like a WrestleMania WWE title match. You know what I mean? I saw somewhere, I can't remember what video it is, so I apologize. Someone added Randy Orton to it to make it a fatal four-way, which I'm like, okay. If they did that, hype level would immediately be up, because how many years now have they teased Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton in a big matchup? Now, I know we saw it at Night of Champions last year in the King of the Ring finals, but I mean, we're talking like heel Randy Orton versus a big babyface Cody Rhodes. I think that's what you could do. You could have Drew drop the title back to Cody, Randy wins the Elimination Chamber, and we get Cody versus Randy for the Undisputed Championship. And then you could have maybe Jacob accidentally cost Drew the title, and then you could run Drew versus Jacob at WrestleMania. That's kind of what I would do personally, because I think they've teased Cody and Randy so much. They could do, a similar angle to how John Cena turned heel on Cody Rhodes last year in a big way. You could do that with Randy Orton. Doesn't have to be at Elimination Chamber. It could be on SmackDown or whatever, I think this SmackDown and the Undisputed title scene going into WrestleMania this year really needs that fire lit under it, because right now I feel nothing. And watching Raw and the World Heavyweight title scene, it's just excitement. You know what I mean? And I'm not feeling that with Drew as the champion. I want to say it's exciting because the past couple years when I went to WrestleMania 40, obviously that's selfishly, I think that is the greatest build to WrestleMania ever, in my opinion. I know other people will say otherwise, but to me, that's the greatest build to WrestleMania of all time. You had that with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, and you had The Rock and Seth Rollins involved, and it was a whole thing. Last year, you had Cody Rhodes and a heel John Cena. Sure, The Rock dipped away, and that was a stupid choice, and Travis Scott, for some reason, appeared at WrestleMania. But at least you had something new. You had a heel John Cena. You had great promos with Cody Rhodes back and forth, and with the international crowds, it was exciting. This year, Drew's the champion. I feel like it's just the same kind of thing, and then Cody wants the title back, and it's a little fresh with Jacob in there, but it's just not exciting. It's not exciting. I really hope they can boost it up, really make it exciting in these next few weeks, going through the Elimination Chamber and then going to WrestleMania. I'm excited for it overall. I just really hope after Elimination Chamber, the excitement is really increased for both the WWE Women's Championship scene and the Undisputed WWE Championship scene. Those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Comments, if you have any, let me know what your theories could be. As you could also see in the background, I have my WrestleMania 42 sign hung up. I hang these up every year. I'd like to make a video at some point showing how I do it. Ever since I started watching wrestling, so ever since I was, 12, 13 years old. So I'm sure I'll throw up pictures in here. But yeah, we are on the road to WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. I will see you guys for other videos. I'll probably do an Elimination Chamber ranking video of posters, maybe match card graphics. I think that would be pretty cool. I thought about doing a bunch of kind of videos like that. I've gotten ideas from other people on YouTube, so I thought I would do some myself. Yeah, we're on the road to WrestleMania.